Ogo Osupa TV.
Good morning. Here is the news on Ogo Osupa TV. I am Femi Olatoye. First, the headlines. The Senate wants protection for domestic workers. TUC threatens nationwide shutdown over cyber security levy. In business, POS operators knock Nigerian government over registration requirement. On the foreign news, 8th injured in Ukrainian attacks on Russia's Belgrade. And in sport, Finidi to name Eagles assistant coaches very soon. Now the news in details. The Senate is fast-tracking the process of proper documentation and protection of human rights of domestic workers and their employers in the country. Lawmakers argued that proper documentation and protection of domestic workers will serve several purposes, including keeping full records of the identities of domestic workers, respecting their fundamental human rights, and provisions for the safety of the employers. Leading the debate, the sponsor of the bill, Senator Azan Babangida Huba, representing Jigawa Northwest, noted that most domestic workers in the country were either unregistered and not engaged in compliance with labor laws. He further explained that the bill would safeguard the interests of both the domestic worker and their employers by addressing recurring abuses and tragedies such as home helps killing their employers and disappearing with their valuables. In his contribution, Senator Sani Musa observed that in the United Kingdom, for example, the law did not permit the recruitment of a domestic worker without following a laid-down procedure. Meanwhile, others, like Senator Adams Oshiomole, noted that domestic workers suffered abuses like rape, harassment, and murder, and most of such cases went unreported. The Trade Union Congress TUC has threatened a massive protest that will shut down the Nigerian economy should the federal government fail to cancel the controversial cyber security levy recently introduced by the Central Bank of Nigeria. The TUC, in a statement signed by its president Festus Osifo on Wednesday, slammed the directive by the CBN to banks imposing a 0.5% cyber security levy on almost all electronic transactions. This is after the Nigerian Labour Congress NLC had heavily criticized the levy, which it described as another burden on Nigerians. The TUC stressed that it is illogical that this is coming at a time that Nigerians are grappling with the high cost of living that is imposed by the devaluation of Naira, hyper hike in the cost of petrol, supersonic increment in the cost of electricity tariff, and so on and so forth. The union said it is disturbed that since the inception of the President Bola Tinubu-led administration, government policies have brought pain, anguish, and sorrow to Nigerians, saying that all Nigerians are interested in right now is urgent conclusion of discussions around the minimum wage and not a vexations policy. However, the TUC urged the federal government to immediately direct the CBN to withdraw the circular to banks and cancel the levy forthwith. The Yaba College of Technology, Lagos, in collaboration with the United Nations International Children's Fund, is set to empower 1 million Nigerian girls with educational skills through UNICEF's Girls' Education Skills and Partnership. The rector of Yaba Tech, Dr. Ibrahim Abdul, disclosed this at the opening ceremony of 5-day workshop on girls' education skills and partnerships sponsored by UNICEF and Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office. The college is expected to empower 5,000 girls in Lagos State to boost access to economic opportunities for adolescent girls and young women, supporting them to become employable, entrepreneurial, and better skilled in information communication technology. Speaking further, Abdul noted that the initiative would provide sustainable livelihood training for the girl child, necessary skills acquisition, and significant employment. The bandits who abducted over 30 persons recently in Maradun local government area, Zamfara State, the country home of the Minister of State Defense, Honorable Bello Mohammed Matawali, have demanded the sum of 500 million ransom. A resident of the area, Ibrahim Maradun, told newsmen that all available channels to raise the money have proved abortive, as wealthy individuals have not shown any concern to pay the ransom. Maradun explained that since the incident happened, Both the state government and the security agencies have not made any official statement. However, a call on the state government and the security operatives to intensify more effort to ensure the release of the kidnapped victims. You are still watching the news on Ogo Osupa TV. Now, business, foreign and sports stories. In business, the operators of some points of sale in the federal capital have faulted the new directive of the Corporate Affairs Commission (CAC) for them to register with the commission. However, the POS operators have vowed to increase service charges following the development. Recall that the CAC issued a 2-month registration deadline on Monday for POS operators to register their businesses per the legal requirements of the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN). Reacting to the directive, POS operators in an interview with newsmen on Wednesday said that in the registration, which would require money, would impact customer transaction costs and eventual service charge increase. Meanwhile, Mr. Kofi Kolawole, a POS agent, stressed that the registration would deplete the business profit. He lamented that registration would also discourage people from entering the business. On the foreign scene, officials and the army have said on Thursday that 8 people were injured in overnight Ukrainian attacks in and around the western Russian city of Belgrade. Regional Governor Shavria Gladvok said that the government and the apartment blocks and homes were damaged, with 5 people with sharpened wounds, including an 11-year-old girl injured in the foot, were taken to hospital, while the other 3 victims were treated at the scene. And in sport, the newly appointed Super Eagle coach Finidi George has said that he will appoint his assistant coach very soon, in the wake of rumors making the rounds over the discussions between him and the Nigerian Government Federation over who works with the ex-international. Finidi was appointed as the substantive Eagles coach April 29, beating other candidates, including fellow 1994 Africa Cup of Nations winner Emmanuel Amunike, US men's under-19 coach Michael Insien, Sylvanus Okpala, and other candidates to the job. With barely a month to his first task of leading the team against South Africa in Benin Republic in 2 crucial 2020 World Cup qualifiers, Finidi is yet to name his assistant, with stories making the rounds that the NFF wants the ex-international to work with Daniel Amokachi and former captain Vincent Enyama as goalkeeper trainer, while the coach reportedly prefers foreign assistants. To end the news on Ogo Osupa TV, another look at the headlines. The Senate wants protection for domestic workers. The TUC threatens nationwide shutdown over cyber security levy. In business, POS operators knock Nigerian government over registration requirements. On the foreign news, 800 injured in Ukrainian attacks on Russia's Belgrade. And in sport, Finidi to name Eagles assistant coach very soon. That was the end of the news on Ogo Osupa TV. I am Femi Olatoyi. The news was compiled and edited by Utman Akorede Adelu. Thank you for watching. Good morning.